'70 Boss 302. It's probably the most recognizable Mustang muscle car ever built. And you know, there are a lot of reasons for that. One of them is it won the SCCA Trans Am Championship in 1970. That's a really big deal. Additionally, and I think this is the coolest thing of all, you could go to Ford in 1970 and buy a out-of-the-box, race-ready muscle car. They sold about 7,000 of them. That's quite amazing. You know, people love this car, and it's driven the values crazy. The perfect car in #1 condition will bring something north of 100 grand. This particular car, what I love about it and what got me so excited when I found it was it has documentation of all 4 owners from day one, copies of titles, and phone numbers except for the guy that's passed away. It has all the Ford documentation, which includes the build sheet, the Marty report, the gate release document, and numerous other things. And another cool thing is there's a magazine, Mustang Monthly magazine, that has this very car on the cover, and it documents this car's performance, this very car you see right here, against Carroll Shelby's Mustang that he owned in 1985 when this magazine was published, and the new Mustang of the day. Very cool. So it's a known car with documented history. Additionally, this car has its original motor, it has its original body, it has its original interior, and its original floors. That's the stuff collectors dream of. It's probably the rarest production color. Of the production colors in 1970, only about 300 of them came in bright gold metallic. Kevin Marty documents that fact. That's pretty cool. A lot of people don't realize how rare the bright gold metallic is. It's also the color that you saw racing back in 1970, so it's iconic. It's being reissued with the new Boss in 2012, 2013. You can get this exact color. But really, the bottom line, the real thrill is when you drive it. It's just a tight 70-something thousand original mile car. We're going to start it up, let you hear it run, and then we're going to go for a test drive. It ought to be on your bucket list. This car is cool. With the shaker, that's one of the coolest looking motors ever put in a Ford. 1970, that little mechanical lifter small block, at that point in time, was the most powerful small block ever put in a production car. You got to hear it. Let me start it up. Come check it out. Original rev limiter. Additionally, this car is optioned with power steering. Very, very nice to have in a Boss. Power disc brakes as well. Come listen to this. That is a righteous sound from an iconic American muscle car. You know there's something behind that noise. Let's drive this thing. Well, let's go on that test drive. This thing, of course, it wants to run, but it's tame enough. We'll work our way towards the interstate. Cruising on the back roads here. That is a great sound. Not sure if the mic's picking it up, but it sure sounds fantastic. Power steering. I think I mentioned a minute ago, this thing has power steering. That can make a difference in these cars. I think it definitely makes a difference in a Boss, but that's not all it has. It has the factory tachometer, very desirable option. It's crazy to think that some Bosses don't have a tachometer, but they certainly don't. This one does. It's also a factory console car, as you can see. It has the slats, the rear slats, the rear wing as well, and those are all options. Big difference between this car and a flat hood Boss. So when this car was ordered, someone knew what they wanted and they ordered most of the options. It's got the rear end I personally prefer. It's the 350, which makes it a lot more streetable than 390. The original Hurst Shifter, this is the shifter that came in this car. That's a cool looking shifter. Radio works. This thing still has its soul. It's 74,900 original miles. That is very cool, and that's documented. All the former owners can testify the fact this is a low mileage, real deal survivor Boss. Well, we'll be to the interstate in a second, and we'll let the thing breathe a little bit. And I think you'll enjoy your ride in a 1970 Boss 302. One thing about the Boss are the handling characteristics. They really did build a sweet handling car. This car just handles better than the earlier Mustangs. And of course, it's far more ferocious than the earlier Mustangs as well. Okay, we finally made it to the interstate here. These cars are really high revving cars. This car will go a lot faster than I want to go. Straighten up a little bit here. Rolling takeoff.